right, and boom.
All right.
My sister was baking cookies today, and she
Uh-huh.
used some cookie cutters, and my
Mm-hmm.
mom bought a cookie cutter of Tennessee because that's where my
Oh,
grandparents
yeah.
live, and
Right.
it's just a sliver. It's like the worst cookie.
Mm.
It just looks
Yeah.
like a splinter. It's too small. You get like one half a bite of cookie. Hey,
Yeah, it's
dog.
probably not a great design.
My dog is coming to visit me. Well, to look for food, and then we'll leave.
Right. Yeah. Not visiting you.
Mm-hmm. Kilgore Void. Ayo. Lucky Bat.
Hey.
Ooh.
Luckiest of bats.
Ooh. Time to add a little bit more,
Pizzazz.
yeah, to my my two little elves. Brett S. Luckiest and the
Sup.
baddiest.
Bat to the bone.
What brush do I need? I want something kind of small.
Go Void. Where's the Malta Goya?
I didn't buy any today. But I'll pick some up tomorrow. It's in the works.
It's in the works. It's on the itinerary.
Yeah, it's on a sticky note, which means it will get done in the next 6 months.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for us.
I can't wait to relive that experience because it tasted like butt.
I can't wait to relive that on camera. Also, are you saying that butt tastes bad?
I mean, I can't imagine it ever tastes good.
Well,
I don't know. I don't
Joey's
know
also
if
asking
most.
about
If,
the
I don't know.
Malta.
I don't know if most people eat ass for the taste.
Yes, I'm sure a lot of people do.
Demonetize.
Yeah, within the first 3 minutes talking about eating ass.
Yeah. Joey Flores. Hey y'all. Where's this Malta?
Mm-hmm. A small herd of giraffes is here.
A small herd of giraffes. Oh, it's great because you see them a half second before I see them.
Ah, I'm staring right at the chat. Were you staring right at the chat?
I was.
Because usually you see him before me.
Hmm.
I'm a little quicker today.
Yeah. Speaking of Malta Goya, anybody see the Disney released all of the Star Wars / Lucasfilms movies for like the next 20 years?
Yes, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Did we talk about it on chat?
Yeah,
Was everyone
Well,
excited
like-
for the anime?
a few days ago. I don't know if we talked about. I don't. We talked that it. We said that it existed. I don't know if we really got into it.
'Cause I want to get into how excited I am for the anime one. Because it's 10 unique stories by 10 different directors and studios, probably in different art styles. And my favorite Star Wars anything is Star Wars Tales, which is just random stories. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Before the dark times. Why is Star Wars anime now? It's not. I don't think they're gonna anime like a movie. It's just gonna be Star Wars stories.
Anime a movie.
And there's a really good. I think it's called TIE Fighter. There's a really beautiful animated short film done in the styles of early '90s anime, and it's actually pretty epic. So I think Star Wars can definitely be anime.
Anything can be anime if you make it anime.
Yeah, if you just give it to the Japanese. But I think that's cool also because a lot of people I know think Star Wars is lame as hell, but would probably watch an anime.
So they're tricking people.
So it's like Animatrix. Probably. Hopefully. I don't know if the Animatrix was made in Japan, but yeah, it's probably going to be something a lot like that. Is it about Ahsoka? I don't think the animation is going to be about Ahsoka, but I think Ahsoka is getting a TV show. And so is Diego Luna as Cassian Andor, and I think so is Obi-Wan. Joey Flores. If it's a Star Wars anime like Kill la Kill, I'm all for the plot. Which is really funny because the studio who made Kill la Kill is known for just having like garbage plots. I watched one of their, what are they called, like Wolf Tooth or Studio Trigger. I watched because I was in the mood for more anime because I had just finished Beastars and it was so good. So I watched BNA and it was garbage. Killer Void. The TIE Fighter is dope. I know, right? And I think somebody else did like they took it and they put like some like fun rock and roll behind it. It's great. Joey Flores. I know they're doing a Marvel What If. I say they should do a Star Wars variant, Star Wars Legends. Star Wars Legends would be an awesome name because people got really salty when they're like, yeah, so Legends, which has basically not been canon ever, is now officially not canon. And like the 7 people who still had their Star Wars paperbacks were like, no. Like Darth Vader at the end of the worst Star Wars movie. So this is how democracy dies. To thunderous applause. James Cameron Clark, hello there. $40K anime when? I definitely think $40K should be animation. I kind of want a $40K anime because I think that'd be hilarious. And I think people would get really salty.
Yeah, which is the most fun part.
I feel like I kind of doubt there's a ton of overlap between like 40K fans and anime fans. Because a lot of 40K fans are very serious, and anime is usually not.
Well, 40K is very serious.
40K is serious business.
So.
$40K is very serious business. Gazgul had a pet grot until he sat on him. 40K is very serious.
It's one of the most serious things in the world.
Mm-hmm. Anakin, you are breaking my heart. You are going down a path that I cannot follow. Remember when Padme died of sadness?
That's how we're all gonna die.
Joey Flores. I'd suggest Kill la Kill, Fooly Cooley, and Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch any of those. Yeah, Love, Death, and Robots is a pretty great anthology series on Netflix. Ah, Love, Death, and Robots is the best. Speaking of anthologies, I fully recommend looking up the SCP short films. I've watched Overlord, Doll's House, and 96 if you want some really amazing live action. Huh, I did not know there was live action of the SCP. FCB Foundation. It's hard to believe they could be really well done in live action. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Is that on YouTube? It's gotta be, right? SCPs. SCP is Secure, Contain, Protect. It's a site where people write kind of spooky stories, but they all share the theme of this shady company that contains all of the spooky things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's stuff like an unkillable lizard, which is basically a dragon. Darkness that eats you because it's alive. What's some other good SCPs? An endless IKEA. And a vending machine that can produce any liquid.
I mean, that's called my bladder.
Mm-hmm. Any liquid?
Yeah, especially blood.
Brett S. My friendly local game store started out as an anime store and just added Warhammer 40k because of demand.
Wow.
Anime is not serious. Well, that's controversial. Anakin, start panicking, because I don't have a planikin.
That was great.
Oh my god, you guys are talking too much. Sir, circle lurker ding dong.
Lively chat.
Mm-hmm. Medically speaking, we can die from sadness or a broken heart. Yeah, but it doesn't feel like I don't know. It's a pretty lame death when you die and then the Empire takes over the world and everything sucks for 19 years until Luke Skywalker grows up. I like the alternative theory that the Emperor actually waited until Darth Vader was in his care and then killed her himself. That is a neat idea, although it kind of opens up a can of worms that Palpatine can kill anyone anywhere, even if he doesn't know where they are. Like, could he have just sucked the life out of Obi-Wan and Yoda? Dr. Drokel. In a 40k animation, they need to have a Space Marine show up, colored all in light gray, and then other Space Marines chastise him for not painting his armor. That's pretty good. Brett S.J., have you not seen Cowboy Bebop? I have seen very few anime. I have not seen Cowboy Bebop. You gotta talk to Nick about the animes. He's seen them all.
Yep. I really like anime, and I've definitely seen them all. Although, I watched the first 2 episodes of Big Mouth today.
Ah.
For the 4th season. I've seen all of the other ones. But I will talk about that when I finish it all.
Note. Dollhouse with Elijah Dashuk. But the shorts are on YouTube. Overlord is dope. Is that the zombie Nazi movie? Because that's been on my list forever.
Hey, Greg Turpin.
Overlord was the war film. Strong Wolfenstein vibes from that. Yeah, that's what I think when I'm thinking of. There's even a 40k SCP. I remember seeing that. One of my favorite SCP guys on YouTube had a picture of a 40k model, but I haven't clicked on it yet. It's like, isn't it like something like dice that always like roll ones or something? Which technically isn't always bad, because I think, don't you want to roll low on a leadership check? Don't get it twisted. The Empire still sucks after Luke Skywalker shows up. That's true. Although doesn't the Empire pretty much crumbles like 5 years after Luke joins the Rebels. Kilgore Void. I mean, he probably knew where Padme was. I don't think so, because if he knows where Padme is, presumably he knows where Obi-Wan and Yoda are, and why wouldn't he just take them out? Also, we've never seen a Force power where you can just kill somebody by them just dying. Unless it was in a book. Books don't count, because I can't read.
Never learned how.
Dr. Trokel, but they never showed where the Emperor and Padme and Obi-Wan are. They might all be at the same medical facility. They might even be in adjoining rooms. They never show where the Emperor and Padme and Obi-Wan are. Oh, you're saying the Emperor could have been there? I mean, he could have, but they definitely didn't show him like kind of off to the side in the corner.
That's what I think.
I don't think they're in the same facility, but remember, old Yoda was able to sense Luke and Leia over planets. It seems plausible that Palpatine can kill Padme because he wants her to die. I don't know. I feel like if he can just kill people, he doesn't need Darth Vader or stormtroopers or anything. Anybody see IMPS? I don't know. What does IMPS mean? Small herd of drafts. He can sense them, ergo he can sense them, ergo he can sense Padme since the twins weren't born yet. I would guess that is what Lucas intended. That Emperor Palpatine sucks the life force out of Padme and puts it into the dying Darth Vader. But I don't think it comes across in the movie. We don't see a lot of what the Sith are capable of, especially Frank Palpatine. That's Sheev Palpatine? He probably kept tabs on Padme. Letting Ben and Yoda go free gives him a future excuse to bring martial law to planets. Danger of insurgent religious maniacs. I doubt it. I would bet that he doesn't know where they are. Because, yeah. I mean, he can go martial law on any planet he wants. Brett S., you guys are discussing plot holes in the prequels. Come on, you're better than this. Plot holes in the prequels? I don't think there's any. Kilgore Void. IMPS is Imperial Military Personnel Stories. Short films from the perspective of the grunts of the Empire. Ooh, that does sound neat. We should discuss plot holes in the sequels. There are none. I don't know. There's probably a bunch. They're usually though they're not plot holes. They're just plot I don't like 'ems. Like that seems not good. Like why would Luke give up? Or why do bombs drop down in Star Wars when spaceships fall down in space? Because it's Star Wars and it's pretty much fantasy and everyone's on a boat in space.
Are you saying that this isn't real?
Mm-hmm. They were all the newly renamed Sheev Palpatine Med Center Hospital. Oh, that would have been hilarious. Like the robot has Sheev written on it. Rise of Skywalker is just a plot hole. I think I can get people's annoyance of that movie. I find that you can pretty much just ignore that Rey is a Palpatine because it doesn't change anything. Like it would be the exact same movie if she's a Palpatine or if Palpatine's just like, all right, Kylo, my boy, listen, if you want this to work out, you gotta kill Rey because she's too powerful. If you kill Rey, then you'll be a proper Sith, and we can get down to business. That's the same movie as, all right, so Kylo, my boy, Rey's my granddaughter. You got to take her out. Then we can get down to business. They're not plot holes. They're vacancies for the expanded universe. Yoda only hit on Dagobah because he was top of the food chain. The swamp was a buffet. That'd be really funny if he just goes there for the delicious food. There's a lot we can complain about, but we've all whined about GW's lack of variation in minis for more than 90% of the chat. There's definitely a lack of variation until you hop to Sigmar.
Yeah! Oh my god, Sigmar. Someone left an amazing comment about Sigmar.
Is it on our Sigmar video?
Yeah.
I don't think I checked the comments today. Small Jaherda giraffes. Rant incoming! I hated that Rey is a Palpatine. My favorite theory was that Rey really wasn't anyone special, and that way they can show that there are people that are Force sensitive that aren't the Skywalker family. Anyone can be like her. That's pretty much what I did too. Is I kind of just pretend it didn't happen. Because it never mattered. They even tease it with the Broom Kid. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way the Broom Kid makes any sense. Which I didn't like the Broom Kid, because I'm like, what the hell's going on? But then someone explained it to me where it's like, the Broom Kid is the audience. You know, kids played with brooms as lightsabers. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of sweet. I can dig that. Dr. Drokel, how did Sheev learn that trying to turn the Jedi doesn't work, so we have to kill them, but he never learned to stop shooting bouncy back hand lightning until he burns up completely? I assume that once the lightning has connected with like a lightsaber, the person with the lightsaber is now in command of the lightning. Because the exact same thing happens with Mace Windu. So I think Mace Windu and Rey were both kind of being a little naughty, and they were commanding the lightning to strike Sheev. Not calling him Palpatine, calling him Sheev. Wow, then crossing lightsabers has a much more innocent context than I previously believed. Well, what did it mean before? All I know is in Ghostbusters, you don't want to cross the stream. Because Egon didn't properly test the equipment.
And when you're camping with your buddies.
Yeah. I hope whenever Jay paints a Star Wars model that nobody in the chat mentions Star Wars at all. Oh yeah, next year it's only going to be Star Wars Legion for the entire year. You know what though? I think it's probably going to be my attitude will probably be very different because it'll be battle droids, and so I'll just be talking about everything I love about the prequels, which is the stuff. The prequels have the best stuff. Spaceships and planets and aliens and robots. It may not have the best anything else, but it's got good stuff. Or the lightning and the lightsabers have the same energy that needs to channel them, otherwise it's just flailing about. Although presumably also, you can't lightsaber, or if you shoot your lightning into a lightsaber and you stop shooting lightning, the lightsaber just slices you. So it seems like your options are limited. In that case, you'd think he would know not to do the same trick twice after Windu melted his face off. Also Darth Vader as he became a lightning rod. Yeah, he's kind of a one-trick pony. He's got his purple lightning. Old Sheev. Ooh, according to the old West End Star Wars RPG, messing around with the Force lightning earns you an automatic dark side points. Ooh, neat. Unlimited power. Maybe Force lightning is like peeing when you first wake up. You can't pinch off the stream until it's done.
Oh my god.
Right. A little off topic, but the elves are looking good. Yeah, no, let's stay on topic. Let's not
Yeah.
Let's not get distracted. Doom. Ooh, that reminds me, I need to buy those Doom miniatures from Hardcore Miniatures. Or what was? Yeah, it was Hardcore Miniatures. Ooh, you know what's my favorite thing in Star Wars? The prequels is when Obi-Wan gets all the information he needs in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, to know the clones are up to no good. Never puts it together. Never ever puts it together. Like, Obi-Wan, you found out that the bounty hunter is working for the bad guys. That Dooku was working for the bad guys. Like, you get all the puzzle pieces. You know that the existence of the clones was erased from the Jedi archives by a Jedi. You know that the only Jedi to leave the Jedi is evil Count Poo Poo. Never figures out that the clones are bad news. I think the Jedi were dummies. Like, remember when in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the best movie, when they're like, when they're told about Darth Maul, and they're like, we will do everything in our power to uncover your attacker, and then they just send them again, with no help. Like, is that you will stop at nothing to uncover what's going on, and you send no one? Oh, the Jedi. I think they were too busy stealing Force babies. Can we complain about the Hobbit movies? Oh, yeah. I think I saw them 60 frames a second, and it was not good. I mean, the movie was fine, but the frame rate was weird. There was no motion blur on anything. It was good for Sheev that Darth Plagueis didn't know how to defend against Force lightning. The old 90s Doom minis go for some serious bucks nowadays. I didn't know that there were Doom minis. Were they official? That wouldn't be a story the Jedi would tell you. Ooh, I got a package of teeny tiny Warhammer Epic Contemptor Dreadnoughts. What Hobbit movies? The Jedi were taking babies by force? There's a planet that doesn't exist in the archives. Then it doesn't exist. And then a 7-year-old figures it out. Somebody deleted it. Somebody deleted it. Can I go to the bathroom? Truly wonderful the mind of a child is. The boy is right. Why would a Jedi librarian, like, I don't know. The Jedi do not seem like they were on the ball a lot. They were dropping the force ball. That 7-year-old had more wisdom than the entire council. And then that 7-year-old bit it. Yep. Yeah, Anakin, you know, he went all the way. He's just like, well, guess I'm evil now. But what would really solidify that evil? Yep, a room full of kids. Why? I don't know. Yeah, like, it doesn't even take explanation. Like, wait, why would killing all the Jedi help you to save my wife? Like, presumably, those little tiny kid Jedi are not a danger to Sheev's power. Ooh, the Doom minis were licensed. They were produced by Reaper. The lowest priced one is usually the Mancubus because it was included when you bought a copy of Doom 3 on PC back in the day. Wow.
How much are they?
Do they look good? El Rondorio, I have those Reaper Doom minis. Ah, well, it sounds like you can retire off
wow.
them. Ash is here! EOB fan club is here. And Hope.
And Hope is also here.
Yeah, I noticed you guys haven't been on every single stream lately.
It's a little rude. I don't know if it's much of a fan club at this point.
We're painting elves and talking about how great the Star Wars prequels were. There are plenty of not Doom miniatures out there. Yeah, I know. I want to pick up from what is it? Awesome Miniatures, not Bombshell Miniatures,
Hardcore?
Extreme Miniatures, Hardcore Miniatures. They have a Doom guy and a Doom Slayer. He killed all the children, and not just the children, but the Mendrin, and the Womandrin, too. Cracking open some younglings with the boys. We were always here in spirit. I'm trying to get a job. Unless you can offer me a job, leave me alone. Well, we can offer
unpaid internships.
Yeah, unpaid internships. So, you know, setting up light, getting coffee, setting up the camera, writing the scripts,
doing the entire video,
editing,
being in it.
Yeah.
Unpaid, of course. But you get paid in experience.
Yeah. Which really, you know, it's worth its weight in gold.
Sounds like a candidate to make those live stream burp montages. Exactly.
Can't remember if I put washes on Santa's cloak or not. I think I did. I'll be in a video, no question. Ah, perfect. Ooh, Dr. Drokel on the old Doom miniatures. New in package, some of the sets go for hundreds. Loose used Doom minis go for $30 to $80 a piece.
That's a lot of monies.
Yeah, I'll just get the ones that really aren't that expensive from Hardcore Miniatures. I think one of them is $11, and the other one, oof, the other one's $15. You could also buy the Doom board game for figures. Is there a Doom board game? Is it new, like off from the new Doom? Or is it old Doom? Is it Doom Guy era or Doom Slayer era? Bee nectar is awesome. Everything they make is great.
Honey?
Trifeld, Tyrefeld, Seinfeld. I'm closing
Seinfeld.
in on the end of my 30 Space Marine intercessors, working on Marines 2130 and trying to not burn out. Well, I love a good blob intercessor army. Are you going to do the other units, like the tacticals? Not the tacticals, that's what regular Space Marines are. The infiltrators? The tactical intercessors. And I think they should just go ahead and make Reavers infantry. I know they didn't, so I'm going to have to wait 3 years for 40k 10th edition. And then maybe my beloved Reavers will be in the troop slot. But yeah, Seinfeld, good on you for actually finishing models. A lot more than I've finished lately. I've done, 10? In the past month?
Yeah, but that must be like, top percentile for people that play miniature games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Paint miniatures.
The real question is, have I bought more than 10 miniatures?
Yeah.
And I think when I bought those bombshell or the hardcore miniatures today, it'll be more than 10. Seinfeld, I've done a full Shadow Spear set. In addition to this, 20 of these intercessors are normal boys, and then the last 10 are veterans. Ooh. Hey, what is unique about the veterans? I mean, not model-wise, but like, what do you get for being a veteran? Do you get like +1 ballistics or +1 weapon skill?
I think you need at Denny's for a discount if you're a veteran.
Because I have 20 intercessors painted, and and this was back when they first dropped, but I painted 10 to be like fresh off the boat or fresh off of the spaceship, like intercessors to the Black Templar chapter, so they're all wearing the appropriate armor, and they all have the exact same insignia and details. And then I painted 10 to be veterans of the chapter who have either fought for 100 or so years and are now veterans, or have passed the Rubicon Primaris, and so they have Mark 7 and 8 and beaky helmets, and they have a lot more unique characteristics. They have different shoulder pads, and so I could totally run them as veterans now that such a thing exists. Brett S. Jay, Jay, but you spend more time on 1 than most people spend on 10. That is probably true. Good old putting paint down. You get a free Thanksgiving dinner from Golden Corral. Yum.
It pays to be a veteran.
Tyrefeld, veterans get +1 attack. I mainly have veterans because they look different. Oh, but +1 attack is going to be dope to Black Templar. Because we are all about attacking. Or about close combat.
Dr. Drokel, the cookie cutters are gone from Etsy. Are you catching up? Yeah, I'm printing the last one now. We're sold out.
Woo! How old are Primaris supposed to be now that the new Dark Imperium retcons? They're not retcons, they're continuations. So they didn't change anything about the lore, they just added. And I think I think they're 200 or 300 years old at this point. A little bit of their newness, though, is brought up in an interesting way in the book Indomitus, where a intercessor lieutenant is kind of thinking about his role in the chapter, because he was kind of raised to be in a leadership role, and so he's not sure if he's actually up for it or not, because he doesn't have the same sort of experience as some of his battle brothers. And it's really interesting. I kind of think it's kind of neat that there's kind of two different factions in the Space Marines. And some chapters, like there's I forget which book it is, but I read an excerpt from a Flesh Terrors book where I think an intercessor sergeant kind of stands up to Gabriel Seth, saying like, well, I am a Primaris Marine and I'm more powerful than you because I was made that way. And then Gabriel Seth like knocks out all of his teeth because he's a little bit of a meanie. And because he was right too. I mean, he was getting cheek from a sergeant. For those who don't know, Games Workshop is pushing the Dark Imperium timeline back a few hundred years closer to the Dawn of Fire book series. Oh, what's the Dawn of Fire book series? All the books I've read seem to take place in a very nebulous time frame. It almost feels like they don't try to really have hard dates and hard lore, except for Horus Heresy, of course. But Horus Heresy is also 10,000 years in the past. So it's almost like they could still change any of that, too. Mm-hmm. Apropos of nothing, I keep coming back to the idea of Warhammer 100,000. See how Gilliman steers the Imperium for that long. That'd be neat. What would happen in 100,000 years? Emperor would be dead. He'd be dust. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's literally a jar on the Golden Throne. The Dawn of Fire book series is the new one that just came out. Book number 1 is The Avenging Suns, and it has the Black Ultramarine and Gilliman on the front cover. Oh, I remember 3 people were upset about that. The Golden Urn. I'll have to add that to the list if it's new stuff. To be up on the new stuff. I think I'm 3 chapters away from finishing Nighthaunt, which was excellent. Every day 1,000 lives are lost shoveling Emperor dust into the golden furnace. Kilgore Void. I imagine if the Imperium is still around, they might have folded the remaining craft-world Eldar into the Protectorate. Maybe the Tau are left alone in exchange for a mutual defense pact against the Nids. Ooh, it would be neat to see, like... Because they always tease, are we seeing just the remnants of the Tyranid from another galaxy? Or are we getting hit with just the very beginnings of the Tyranid tidal wave? That's just going to wreck the galaxy. And the reason they tease it is because they don't ever push the story that much. And they just leave everything open-ended. But it would be really neat to see the races have to band together if they want to survive the Tyranids. Maybe the Admech succeed and the Imperium had to depend on Eldar tech. Ah, that'd be neat. I mean, isn't Gilliman wearing Eldar armor? Didn't Yvrain have something to do with his suit that brought him back to life? Terfeld, I don't get why people got upset about the Black Ultramarine. It's not out of the realms of possibility in a big galaxy. No, I think like 3 people got upset. And it's the people who get upset at any diversity in anything. It's like, oh my god, this new Star Wars series has 3 women.
That's more women than 1.
It's limit 1 per trilogy. That's the rule. James Cameron Clark, some of my Templars have dark skin. Makes even more sense for a chapter that recruits from the worlds they visit. Doesn't text-to-speech even cover that? I don't know what text-to-speech is doing. Haven't they already moved past where Games Workshop has the timeline? Because in text-to-speech, I mean, Dorn has returned. I think they discovered Vulcan. And I think Lehman Russ is coming back. The bit in Kitten talking about the salamander skin was just great. I'm in two mind about the salamanders, because on the one hand, it is a little weird that they have jet black skin and red eyes. It's a little weird. But isn't it also kind of awesome? Like, if you know, the people from the literal volcanic world have, like, you know, black, like, it's because they're not African American. They're literally burnt black. Dr. Jokel. There were 2 womens. You're forgetting about Mon Mothma. And Sly Snoodles. Jet black skin is kind of weird. What do you say? Well, they have black skin in a way that no human being has black skin. That's what I was trying to say. And so it's not representation. It's just kind of a a different alien. It's speculative biology is really what it is. It's like a mutation, like a lot of the different humans in 40K. I always assume that everybody from the world has that sort of skin, not just the Astartes. Yeah, that would be my guess too. Aren't Voidborns light gray skin? I don't know that much about Voidborn. The only one I'm familiar with is the one from Nighthaunt. Brett S. Black on the outside, but with a heart of gold on the inside. Absolutely. Yeah, the salamanders are supposed to be the nicest guys. I had to cover my Sharpie's ears during that. I hope you're proud. Welcome back to the Eons of Battle problematic stream.
Yep. Demonetized.
Mm-hmm. Joey Flores, I'd like to see some media where they work with the Lamenters and hug them as they weep. Ah, the Lamenters. The Lamenters, the underdogs of the underdogs. Hopefully their penitent crusade is over and they can get some reinforcements from the Ultima founding. Because they were basically sent on a penitent crusade to be wiped out. Because they accidentally aided and abetted heretics. A small herd of giraffes. Next, you'll be telling me that not all Sisters Battle are EE cups and have white hair. No, I think they're all like that. No, on the box art, some of them have brown hair. I think, though, the best Sisters armies are the ones where I see people just get resin heads from other companies. There's something about that G-dub plastic, or maybe the design process. When they get really small faces, they don't look like much. Poor Lamenters. Are you going to attempt a Coca-Cola looking bottle for the Molotov? No, because I think Coca-Cola would be confusing because it's not flammable. I'm gonna make it look like it's flammable.
With some clear paint.
Mm-hmm. James Cameron Clark. Apart from the one that looks like Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, I don't think the faces lend themselves to good painting. GW can't sculpt women's faces. Yeah. I mean, they arguably can't sculpt any faces because all Space Marines are the same.
It's hard to sculpt a face with one hand.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's completely true about the women's faces, though, because whoever did House Escher for Necromunda did a pretty darn good job. But that's about it. Small herd giraffes. I did research as to why a lot of them have white hair and why they do, but I'd be proving my own points, so I'll just sit quietly. Don't they have white hair in honor of a saint? Like the saint had white hair, and so they all make their hair white in honor of the saint. Does work as a rust remover. It does work as a rust remover, but this elf doesn't want to remove rust. He wants to set fire.
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm. Some of the feminine demonette faces are okay. Yeah, it's so odd. I don't know if it's just the bowl haircuts don't help. I thought that Sigmarine women heads look pretty great and would work better for sisters. Too bad they don't sell them in an expansion pack. Yeah, I'm sure. Yes. Who just said it? Anvil and Victoria make some pretty good female heads. Very true. I think Anvils still suffer a little bit from the, they have to make details a little puffier so that they print well, or so that they cast well. And then Victorias are not perfect because they're hand sculpted, and so I don't know if they look that much better than G-dubs. Maybe it's something that's kind of hard to do. To sculpt a head smaller than a pin.
Probably.
Saint Alicia Dominica, but that is only for the Order of Martyred Ladies. Most of the other orders have different hair color styles. Yeah, and I think the Martyred Ladies are the box art ones, right? They're the Ultramarines of the Sisters of Battle.
Other ones with blue hair? That's the ones that I want. That'd be pretty fun.
Which is relief. I don't want to commit to a white bob hairstyle for cosplay. With my luck, I look like Frank from IASIP. Oh, is that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, when he plays the art critic. Yeah, I think the white hair looks great if you pull it off perfectly. Like, if you paint just as well as the box art and probably a little better. Although I kind of really like their kind of owl-looking helmets. So maybe you just need to paint one hairdo for the sergeant. All right, it's about that time. Also, Samuel Lusk, what's your favorite miniature? Whichever one I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
But it's a couple minutes after, so yeah. What day is it? Tuesday?
We have a video out tomorrow.
Big old video.
Big old video tomorrow.
Big Fat Wednesday video.
Big Fat Wednesday video. And we'll be streaming tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah, continuing to work on the elves.
Yeah.
And probably talking about Star Wars.
Always.
Mm-hmm. All right, good night.
Good night, guys.